Welcome to today's daily recap. It's March 8th, 2021. Over GJ and gold. GJ is in its own world and it is setting up for the next move. But let's just recap what happened. This was during London. Price pushed down during pre-London, and then it pushed down to this minor level where it previously rejected before pre-London, and then since then it got bullish momentum. No solid entry because it's in the middle of a level. As you can see here, this is in the middle of a level. Better trades are like at this area, right? As you can see. So nothing here. I was thinking that price would maybe push up to this level, and then maybe if it rejected, it would head down, but that didn't happen. Instead, what we saw was break above this level, consolidate for a bit, and then continue up during pre-New York. And then once it broke this here, this structure here, retested later. This is 150.2 to 0.3, and then it headed up to this greater supply area, 30-minute, 1-hour supply. So now what we have is we have these two daily levels here, right? One here, I'm gonna zoom out, one right here, and then the other one right there. So now we know that there's a clear range for GG to go up to 152 if and only if higher time frame can stay above this level, right? If we drop down to the lower like 1 hour, 2 hour time frame, we can start seeing that, okay, if we do take out this high over here, price can push up, retest, and then we can possibly get better buy entries here, and we can ride them up to 152 higher time frame target, right? This is a bit higher than 152, like 152.2 to 152.5. But nevertheless, if that does happen, we can definitely watch this area if price pushes up, but we need a clear range to be made first. You don't want to be buying at at a high such as this. You would want a clear range to be made. Price makes a new higher high, retraces down to previous broken market structure, which would be this area, and then you'd buy here, right? And it's highly likely that it would come retest that. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to be staying out because last thing I want is GJ to just consolidate in this area, right? But as you can see, market structure is still quite bullish. There's no GJ is not stopping, and this would line up with further GBP, Euro GBP sells, right? As you can see, GBP is very strong currently, so that would line up perfectly with that scenario. We can drop into the lower time frames and check that same thing out. Again, it is low volume right now, so I would wait for price action to develop until pre-London. We still have around 10 to 11 hours to go, so a lot can happen in then. For all we know, price can even just drop, right? Then I would be staying out, but it would also be a rejection of this area. So maybe if you saw price create a lower high, then you could short there and then ride down to here or here, right? Just another scenario, but when we're looking at higher time frame is quite bullish. As you can see, it's not stopping. This structure is broken here, so it could possibly just come down here, retest before pushing up. But if it stays above this level and we retest, then it's safe buys. Moving on to gold. Gold last week's gold analysis, I called out sells from 1960s. This retest of this zone, exactly what happened, and scaled in. Gold, I entered here as well. So gold has provided a lot of opportunities. Last night I took gold shorts once. So what happened was market open, gold just pushed up instantly. It kept pushing up, and then it rejected this area, right? This like consolidation area. It's below that level, so it rejected it, created another high right there, and then it created a lower high near pre-London, right before pre-London. Okay, so when we're looking at this and we're looking for an entry on gold, we need to keep an eye out for current market structure, lower time frame market structure. So I had this minor support drawn here, and basically what I was waiting for was a break of this level so I could short it, right? Because once this level broke, then we knew we had our clear ranges where we had a clear range down to. First, we had I had a level right here as an FTR demand level, right? We had a clear range down to here, 30 pip range, and then if that broke, then we could head down further into our higher time frame target from the analysis, 1680s to 1670s, right? So what happened was gold started breaking during pre-London. 2 a.m. Eastern candle broke below this support, and lower time frame, this is 2 minute right now, and I shorted at once this candle broke here. I shorted right there. Oops, wrong one. Shorted right there. Unfortunately, I took profit at this level. Gold did push down. My mistake that I didn't even hold a runner, but it was still 35 to 40 pips. And then gold pushed all the way down to 1670. So over almost 300 pips down. And if we look at the risk reward on just that trade, that's over 1 to 38. Considering that I had a 6 pip stop loss, super safe because it was a scalp entry with a higher time frame target. I was just thinking maybe it would retrace back up here before dropping, but that didn't happen. Momentum was super strong since this was this area set up for perfect sells, right? And then we got a lower high. So you saw structure. Once this structure broke, it's a clear sign that we're gonna head down. We got more lower highs, right? Continuing down, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And by New York Open, before New York Open, actually price had already reached 80s, 85. And then it pulled up New York Open right here, pushed down, and it pushed down and rejected this previous low, okay? Just because it rejected that previous low doesn't mean that it was about to go bullish, but as you can see, it was a pretty strong rejection, and it was around 100 pips in the next couple minutes, and then price set up further to keep dropping. As you can see, lower highs, right? Once this broke and it continued down to our support and it tapped it exactly at 66. It's supposed to 66.5, but it tapped a little higher. That was a good swing setup, and that was nice ever since it broke out of 1760. So that's 1,000+ pips in just under a week, just over a week actually. Super clean. And gold, I do have a bias of further bearish pressure continuing down to 1500s, but as we can see, we're at this daily level and this daily demand zone right here, right? Daily support. And you can see there's a lot. Last time price was here was during, when was this? April 2020, and it consolidated from April 2020 to June 2020, and then price was just playing in this range, right? So in order for there to be further bullish bearish continuation, price would have to break past this structure retest and then start heading down to possibly this level here, right, in order to get to 1500. But what we may see happen is that maybe 4 hours going to consolidate, 4 hour high time frame will consolidate and maybe mimic something like this, right? Because we are in that high traffic area. If price mimics something like that, breaks it, then we can set up. But gold just did a 1,000 pip move, and like gold does, after it does large moves like this, it takes a little while to consolidate and set up for the next move, right? Same here, broke it, lower high, same thing here, right? So that's something to watch out for. Higher time frame is still bearish, right? There's no change in market structure. We're still creating lower highs and lower lows. So if something like this happens, maybe price consolidate, and then you get a break of this, then it'd be something similar to this. You'd get sells here and then sells on any other lower high continuing, right? But that's it for now. That's gold. We'll update closer to pre-London and see and post on my story. But other than that, thanks for watching.